Okay, welcome to week one. Yours truly taking Hulk over here, Hulk Shaker, through a workout. We're hoping you can join. All you'll need for equipment in week one is a chair, a wall, optional a mat, and a glass of water. First water she's probably drinking all day, even though she already exercised today. Okay, so what we're going to do is this little workout right here. You don't have to remember that. You just have to follow along with Dr. Shaker. Okay, so Dr. Shaker, we're gonna warm up with knees to elbow. So you're gonna take your left elbow towards your right knee and your right elbow towards your left knee. You probably should move away from sharp objects. And begin, 30 seconds. So exciting.
Whoops.
Knee to opposite elbow. Stay tall with your head, so you don't want to bring your body down to your knee. Bring your knee up towards your elbow.
So I will probably do a few things that you're not supposed to do to remind you not to do them.
Oh, that's exactly why. Okay, we're good. Now you're going to go onto your hands and knees on your handy dandy mat. Good to have the knees cushioned. You only got one pair. So you're going to go on your hands and knees or forearms and knees if it bothers your wrist. You're going to take your right arm, put it out to the side. Thumb is going to be up in the air. You're going to turn your chest to the right and squeeze your blades together. And then go back down to where you started and then go right back up. And you're going to do 12 of those.
3.
Make sure you're breathing as you do it. Your head should turn as your spine moves. Try to match the speed of Dr. Shaker. So she is turning her spine, pushing off of her left arm as she turns her chest to the right. Should feel her upper back and also her abdominals. She's making sure she breathes. Usually coordinate every rep with a breath. Like maybe exhale as you turn, inhale as you come down.
Last one.
Good. After she gets to 12, she's switching sides. Nice. So this week we purposely did not much equipment needed.
6.
It's also, this is week one of 6 weeks, so we're gonna build from this workout over the next 6 weeks. As soon as she gets to 12, she's gonna have a seat in that chair. If you're finishing too quick, you're moving too fast. So have a seat in a chair. Your ability to get up and down from a chair is tied to your mortality, so let's make sure we keep that. So Jackie's gonna reach forward with her arms or put her hands behind her head, which will be more challenging, and stand up from the chair, keeping her core nice and tight. She's gonna stand up and gently sit back down, making sure her knees are not knocking into one another. I just busted her.
Or easier.
Yep, arms in front would be easier.
How many are we doing?
We are doing 10.
8.
Should be able to do 10 sit to stands in 30
9.
seconds like it's nobody's business.
10.
Then right back to knees to elbow. So stand back up. We're repeating this circuit one more time. So 30 seconds of knees to elbow. Again, bring your knees.
Taller.
Must be the first circuit we just did.
8.
This workout could be done in a 5x5 foot area, as long as you had a chair and a wall. So no equipment needed, no excuses able to be used. And good. Okay, now you're back down on all fours. If you did your hands and you want to try your forearms, do that. You can be on your hands if you want to. So arm out to the side, thumb is up. Turn your chest to the right, pushing off your left arm, assuming your right arm is up in the air. You're trying to really spin your spine. Try to really resist leaning to one side. Imagine wringing your spine out like a face cloth.
Halfway.
And you're pushing hard through your bottom arm. Use that bottom arm push to help turn your spine.
One more.
Squeeze your blades at the top. So we do 12 of those. Then we switch sides.
I can do 2 reps every exhale.
So she's exhaling, does 2 full reps. Should again feel this mostly in your abdominals. You may also feel your shoulder girdle. Nothing should hurt with anything we do. If it does, you can email Jackie directly. I'll share her cell phone at the end of the visit.
Done.
Perfect. Then she's going to have a seat in the chair. Again, easier arms out in front, harder hands behind your head. Drive through your heels, a nice stiff core as you stand up. Just make sure you're not holding your breath at any point. Lightly sit down like you're sitting on a tack. Nice. As soon as she finishes her 10 reps of sit to stand, we're going to go right into our next circuit. We got a lot to pack into 20 minutes. Okay, next we're going to go to push-ups. So push-ups can be done in lots of different ways. Nope, we're only using the chair and the wall, Dr. Shaker. So she could start on the wall as an easy version. She could go to the chair if she wants somewhere in the middle. Just make sure the chair's up against the wall. So she could be there. She could use the arms of the chair. I want you to find a push-up position that you can do 12, but it's very challenging to get to 12. This is important for weight bearing of the arms.
Where should my elbows be?
You can have your elbows tight to your side or flaring out to the side, whichever is your preference right now. In tight, like if you kind of close down this angle here, it's going to be a little tighter and harder for your triceps.
Yeah.
And if you go out wide, it's going to be more of like a chest and tricep kind of blend. Be careful not to sag with your back. As soon as you do your 12 push-ups, you're going to turn around, put one foot on the seat of the chair. We're going to do split squats. So if you're not sure balance-wise, then grab something you could hold on to for safety.
Yes.
So Jackie is a little wobbly with her balance. So she's putting her back foot up on the chair. And again, it could be at varying distance. Go for comfort. I'd probably have Jackie scoot her front foot forward a little bit. Good. And then she's going to drop straight down to whatever's comfortable for her. Everybody's comfortable with different depth of squats. Let's aim to go to about that height. Your knee should extend about to your toes of your front leg. So you'll see Jackie's knee is kind of just getting to the tip of her toe. Your shin bone in the front should almost be parallel with your thigh bone in the back if you're trying to kind of figure out the depth. We're doing 12 each side.
9.
It's okay to feel a stretch in your back thigh, and you should have some weight on your back leg. It shouldn't all be on your front leg. This is challenging. Even just holding the position, if you haven't been doing these, will give you a little burn.
So hold the position.
Yeah, so just holding, you would just drop down a little bit and just hang out while you wait for Jackie to finish her 12 reps. Ideally, she wouldn't be staring at the ground. That's what someone with poor balance does.
That would be me.
This is more fun than I thought it would be. Again, knee shouldn't extend too much past your toe. You're doing 12 reps. As soon as you get done with that, you're going to lie on the floor and put your heels on the seat of the chair with your knees bent. So I'd pull your mat over. Good thing we brought that water. She's used that quite a bit.
Dying.
It's like pouring water on a raisin.
All right. Heels.
Okay, your knees are bent and your heels are going to go on the seat of the chair. Make sure you have about a 90-degree bend in your knees. Good. First thing you want to do is flatten your back into the floor. Your arms can be down by your side. Yep, so your back is flat. You're going to tuck your pelvis. Your tailbone's going to kind of tuck between your butt cheeks as you lift your bum up in the air. You should feel this behind your knees and also in the back of your thighs. Lift up as high as you can comfortably go without going super, super high. We don't want you to get a big arch in your back. Then go back down. Make sure you're using each leg equally. And you're going to do 10 of those.
Ooh.
This one's harder than it looks. This one, I'm not opposed to you squeezing your knees towards one another. You could put a pillow between your knees and squeeze that as you go, but you also don't need it. So we're doing 10 bridges.
Flat.
Yep, so you're staying tucked in your pelvis as you lift up.
So I should not be feeling this in my back.
You should not feel this exercise in your low back. If you are, first thing I'd say is don't lift quite as high. Second thing I'd say is really work on kind of tucking your belt buckle up towards your belly button as you lift up. That should get you more into your legs.
Burning.
So that's 10. Then she's immediately going to hop back up and go right back to her 12 push-ups.
Whoa.
Hurry along, Dr. Shaker. We're at 11 minutes.
Woo.
So hardest position, you can do 12 reps. Ideally, your head wouldn't be that forward. Much better.
Like I said, just reminding you.
Yes,
not
she's just doing this for everyone.
do.
Everyone's best interest.
Okay.
What a team player she is. Okay, then she's going back to her split squat. So again, if you need something for balance. So this is a rear foot elevated because your leg is elevated up on the chair. Split squat. Move your front foot forward a little more, Dr. Shaker, so your knee doesn't extend too far over the toe.
12.
12 reps. And only hold on if you feel like you need to. You're trying to keep everything square, so your belly button should be looking straight ahead. Chest should remain upright. Your torso should basically be parallel with your back thigh. Nice job. Keeping her head up, not staring at the ground. Good work. So you're doing 12 of those on each side. Then we're going back to our hamstring bridge on the ground. That exercise, the split squat, you should feel in your thigh, front and back.
Yeah.
This one, again, back of the knees and the hamstrings. So upper calf and hamstrings, not your low back. So she's tucking her pelvis and lifting her bum up and down 10 times. As soon as you get done with this one, you will no longer need the chair. So you're gonna ditch the chair. You're gonna pull your mat close to the wall. And then you're gonna lie on your back with your head about a hand's width away from the wall, looking up at the ceiling. So she's gonna scoot away, say 4 to 6 inches, perfect. Her arms are gonna press overhead into the wall, either with her fists or her hands. If it bothers your wrists, do it with your fists. I'd have your elbows be in a little bit and turn your fist that way. That usually is more comfortable. So it can be fists, or again, it can be kind of the heel of your hand.
This is
Okay, then your legs are gonna go up to 90-90. So this position, only if you can get your back flat. So you gotta get your back flat, and then we're gonna tap your right heel up and down 5 times while keeping your back flat. If your back comes off the ground and you feel this in your low back, we're not a big fan. The other leg should stay perfectly at 90-90. Jackie, we're gonna send her back to geometry class. She's bringing her leg up a little too far just to make it a little easier because she hasn't done her abdominal exercises lately. Then she does 5 on the other side. See that other leg drifting northward? Oh, she fixed it. Little public humiliation, always a good motivator. Okay, then she's got to do 5 more each side. So it's 10 each side. You should feel this in your abdominals and a little bit in the front of your thighs. Probably mostly abdominals. And also in the shoulders. Do not get lazy pushing overhead into the wall. So it's 10 total on each leg. As soon as you're done with that, you're going to put your feet down on the floor with your knees bent. Arms are going to continue to push overhead into the wall. So knees are bent, feet are flat. Arms are pushing overhead. Tuck your pelvis so your back's flat, and then lift your bum up in the air. Hold the bridge and march in place slowly. 20 total times if you count each time you pick up a foot, 10 each side. And we want to try ideally to minimize how much rocking happens at our trunk. Use that overhead wall push to help your trunk get rigid. You should feel this in your butt ski and the back of your thighs. Make sure you're breathing. You'll notice Dr. Shaker was keeping her mouth very tightly closed, likely clenching her jaw. As soon as you get done with 10 of those, then you're going to go into what we call a side plank. So you're going to go into a side plank on bent knees. Okay, and then she's going to lift her hips up so we have her top pelvis slightly more forward than her bottom pelvis, and her tail is tucked slightly between her cheeks. Or said another way, your belt buckle is pulled up towards your belly button. And she's going to do clamshells with her top leg. We're going to do 15 of those.
Ooh.
Her elbow is directly under her shoulder on her left side. Her top hand is holding her pelvis to make sure that's not just rocking back and forth. That should remain nice and still. And then after she does 15, she's going to switch sides.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm going to do that circuit again.
You are. Ready, set, go. So top pelvis slightly more forward than bottom pelvis. Belt buckle pulled up towards your belly button. Or said another way, your tail is tucked between your cheeks like you're breaking a chestnut. Make sure you're breathing. Your right elbow's directly under your right shoulder. If this bugs your neck at all, you can have your eyes look down at your bottom elbow and then turn and look up towards the sky and kind of just perpetually kind of turn your head slowly.
Perfect.
After you do 15 each side, you're going to lie on your back. And we're going to repeat this. Overhead, push into the wall, legs right at 90. And you're going to tap one side 5, other side 5, and do it twice. Maintaining your back down into the ground. 90, please. 90. There you go. The knee drifting upward is a little trick to make it easier.
I am old.
That's a very bad excuse. All human beings have the potential for improvement and change.
Oh, brother.
As soon as you're done with that, your feet are going to go flat. Your knees are going to bend. You're going to keep your overhead push. Lift your tush, tuck your tail, and march 20 times. Trying to minimize any rocking. If I put a cup of tea right on your belly button, I don't want it sloshing. Good thing I didn't put the tea on Dr. Shaker's belly. If so, we'd want to make sure it wasn't hot tea. As soon as she's done with that, she's going back to her side plank. I'd like everyone to kind of take a peek at this clock and realize how much I crushed this 20 minutes. 18:40 right now. Top pelvis more forward than bottom pelvis.
10.
Try to minimize your body dropping down as you hold your side plank. Then immediately switch sides. 15 on the other side to finish the workout.
Ooh.
Your goal is to get this workout in at least one more time this week. Maybe 2. And then what will happen is next week we'll build slightly upon this workout with some different exercises or some modifications of these exercises to make them a little harder.
12, 13, 14, 15.
Nice job.
Woo-hoo!
The only other piece of equipment we'll ask you to bring to next week's workout will be a backpack with between 10 and 20 pounds. Ideally, a backpack you can make pretty snug. So we'll integrate that into next week's workout. You'll need the same chair, the same wall, the same mat, the same will, the same positive energy. Any comments, Jackie, in these last 5 seconds?
I feel taller.
Thanks for joining us. See you next week.